And this Memorial Day weekend marks 10 years since a historic flood killed 13 people in Wimberley. The wall of water swept away entire homes, full-size trees, a bridge, and wiped out parts of the city. Now, this coming Saturday, the city is holding the Wimberley Strong Memorial Concert. And joining us this morning, Kristen Carey Daniel and Wimberley Assistant Fire Chief Christopher Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And before we talk about this concert, with this significant milestone, I just wanted to ask you, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. The last 10 years, obviously, it's been just a whirlwind of emotions and things, but I think my family, we were talking about it, and we're just reflecting on how thankful we are that the community that surrounded us and our friends and family that have just lifted us up over the last 10 years and supported us, and that are coming out to this event. Every day we get another 10 people that want to come, so it's we're just super thankful for all the support that we've had over the last 10 years.
Chief, what about you?
You know, I think I'd like to speak on behalf of the community. You know, our organization has really got to flourish and just grow as, you know, a service provider to the great people of Wimberley. And, you know, every year, every day, it's an opportunity to just grow stronger and be more prepared for the disasters that come forward, because it's such a blessing for us to get to serve in the capacity that we do.
And Kristen, for those viewers who may not have been here in 2015, if you don't mind, can you walk us through what you went through that day 10 years ago?
So my family and I live in Austin. We have a vacation home that was my parents built back in the 80s that we'd been going to all my life. And they were out there with my sister and her family, and then some of their best friends. And they had been out in the river that day. I'd talked to my mom just a few hours before. They said it was raining, and they moved their cars up further away from the river and went to bed. And then the next morning, we were getting up to go to church, and we saw on the news that the bridge had been washed out. So we headed to Wimberley, and between driving from Austin to Wimberley, we'd found out that the house had been washed away. And so at that point, that was when we turned to all the first responders to start the search for them. And I mean, the community came out in droves to help us.
And you lost 5 family members.
I did. I lost my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew.
And we're so sorry about that. And Chief, you were 17 years old doing a ride-along that weekend. Can you kind of remind us the circumstances first responders were facing that weekend?
Yes, ma'am. I was 17. We were a week out from summer vacation, and I had been a volunteer with the organization about a year at that point. You know, the first 30 minutes of that incident, you know, we had been taxed to the limit. You know, we had over 80 swiftwater calls within that time, and something that would really put down an entire county. And the devastation hadn't stopped with Wimberley. But I can tell you that over the course of the following week and the following days, you know, the responses didn't stop and the help didn't stop. And you know, we wouldn't have been able to do it without our community, without the youth, without the families, without everybody that helped the Daniels family, and everybody just affected by tragedy. If it wasn't for those people, we just wouldn't have been as successful as we were that weekend.
You know, talk about the concert and its significance, because it benefits first responders. And I want to turn it back to Kristen. How do you want the victims to be remembered?
I just want to honor their memory, and the fact that I think that they would be very happy that we're continuing to carry on and to live life to the fullest, which is what my family had always done. So I think that we're all of us getting together and listening to music and getting to enjoy and celebrate being with each other would just make them so happy.
So let's talk about the concert. It's this Saturday. Give us the details. Where, how can people get tickets? Who's the musical guest?
Absolutely. So, you know, the concert's going to be at Blue Hole. It's actually the city of Wimberley is going to be putting it on. We're going to be a guest of the venue. And I believe that they can be purchased online.
We have the details.
The details are here. It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And they're going to have Gary P. Nunn and
Nice.
Jesse Stratton Band coming out. So those are local guys. They're extremely talented, and we're just excited to see what benefits come from this and how we can truly reinvest that into our communities to just create a safer place.
Yeah, and a quick note, it's at Blue Hole, but you can't swim there, right?
You can't swim there.
Just so you
The swimming is closed.
Yeah. Anything else you want to leave viewers with? Anything else I didn't touch on, Kristen?
I just would like, I think through our story and all of our experiences, I have always wanted to help give hope to those who go through tragedies, because unfortunately in this world it happens. And so just the fact that there is hope in moving forward and getting to continue to live a fruitful and happy life is possible.
Well, we certainly thank you guys for coming on KVUE News Midday to share your stories. And for ticket information, just go to the website City of Wimberley is putting on. It's this Saturday. Kristen and Chief, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.